Ribol, naririnig ako, Rhea.
Aribol, namaste ma'am. Yes po. Sige ma'am, try mo. Sound check tayo.
Ribol,
Yes po. Sound check tayo ma'am.
naririnig ako, Rhea.
Aribol, yes po.
Di kita naririnig.
Ma'am, narinig mo ako?
Okay ang sound?
Yes. Okay.
Good. Natitingnan ko lang dito sa Haribol.
Gumana yun, hindi mo siya dapat. Isa lang ang output ng mic.
Haribol. Ano lang to. Tingnan natin kung nandiyan na si Sir. Si Sir Haribol. Namaste, Krishna Krishna. Start na ako. Namaste everyone.
Okay, ma'am Haribol. Namaste.
Yes, ma'am. Haribol. Samao Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Sutale Srimad Sida Swarupananda Paramahansa Dinamine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimad Sida Swarupananda Paramahansa Dinamine Namo Sida Swarupananda Paramahansa Namine Gora Karuna Swarupaya Radha Krishna Krishnaya Mosida Swarupananda Paramahansa Namine Gora Karuna Swarupaya Radha Krishna Krishna Acha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasudeva Bhakta-vrinda
Krishna Chaitanya
Prabhu
Nityananda
Shri
Shri
Advaita
Advaita Gadadara
Srivasudeva Bhakta-vrinda Haribo 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 Haribo
Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur, Haribo,
Haribo,
Nitai Gaur,
Nitai Gaur,
Haribo,
Radharani, Namaskar, Vrindavan, Haribo, Radharani, Namasundar, Vrindavan, Haribo, Radharani,
Shama
Namasundar,
Vrindavan, Haribo,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Rama
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Bo, Hare Bo, Nitai go, Haribo, Haribo, Nitai go, Nitai go, Haribo, Nitai go, Jaya Jaya, Guru, Jaya Jaya, Shila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya, Jaya Jaya, Shila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya, Guru, 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 Jaya Jaya, Shila Prabhupada. Haribol, haribol. Salamat po, haribol.
Haribol, thank you very much, Arinat and Bam, for the wonderful uh, entry kirtan. Yes, welcome to our Srimad Bhagavatam class. For everything, let us pay our obeisances. Namaom Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Siddhaswarapananda Paramahamsa Itinamine Vajra Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Haribol. Thank you very much, Arya. So we are now going to continue our reading and discussion on Srimad Bhagavatam. We're still on Canto 2. So I believe Mr. Pravin will be the first speaker, reader rather, first reader.
Haribol.
Haribol.
This is the text 25.
Text 25, okay.
Yeah, text 25. Canto 2, chapter 3, text 25. O Sutta Goswami, your words are pleasing to our minds. Please therefore explain this to us as it was spoken by the great devotee Shukadev Goswami, who is very expert in transcendental knowledge and who spoke to Maharaj Parikshit upon being asked. Knowledge explained by the previous Acharya like Shukadev Goswami and followed by the next like Suta Goswami is always powerful transcendental knowledge, and it is therefore penetrating and useful to all submissive students. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purport of the second canto, third chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Pure Devotional Service, the Change in Heart. Haribol, do you want me to go to the chapter 4, sir?
Yes, yes, read another one, please.
Okay, chapter 4, text 1. Sutta Goswami said, Maharaj Parikshit, the son of Uttara, after hearing the speeches of Shukadev Goswami, which were all about the truth of the self, applied his concentration faithfully
Yes.
upon Lord Krishna. The word Satim is very significant. This means existing and chaste, and both imports are perfectly applicable in the case of Maharaj Parikshit. The whole Vedic adventure is to draw one's attention entirely unto the lotus feet of Lord Krishna without any diversion, as instructed in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 15, text 15. Fortunately, Maharaj Parikshit had already been attracted to the Lord from the very beginning of his body, in the womb of his mother. In the womb of his mother, he was struck by the Brahmastra atomic bomb released by Ashwatthama. But by the grace of the Lord, he was saved from being burned by the fiery weapon. And since then, the king continuously concentrated his mind upon Lord Krishna, which made him perfectly chaste in devotional service. So, by natural sequence, he was a chaste devotee of Lord. And when he further heard from Sri Shukadev Goswami that one should worship the Lord only, one should, one should worship the Lord only and no one else, even though full of all desires or desireless, his natural affection for Krishna was strengthened. We have already discussed these topics. To become a pure devotee of the Lord Krishna, two things are very much essential, namely having a chance to be born in the family of a devotee and having the blessings of a bona fide spiritual master. By the grace of Lord Krishna, Parikshit Maharaj had both opportunities. He was born in the family of such devotees as the Pandav, and just to continue the dynasty of the Pandav and show them special favor, the Lord specifically saved Maharaj Parikshit, who later on, by the arrangement of the Lord, was cursed by the boy of a Brahman and was able to get the association of such a spiritual master as Shukadev Goswami. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is said that a fortunate person, by the mercy of the spiritual master and Lord Krishna, achieves the path of devotional service. This was perfectly applicable in the case of Maharaj Parikshit. By way of being born in the family of devotees, he automatically came in touch with Krishna, and after being so contacted by he constantly remembered him. Consequently, Lord Krishna gave the king a further chance for development in devotional service by introducing him to Shukadev Goswami, a stalwart devotee of the Lord with perfect knowledge of in self-realization. And by hearing from a bona fide spiritual master, he was perfectly able to concentrate his chaste mind further upon Lord Krishna as a matter of course. Haribol.
Haribol, thank you very much, Mr. Pravin. So here it is described that there are actually two ways to for a person to become a devotee of Krishna. One is if you are born in the family of devotees. If you are born in the family of devotees, it's actually very easy for you to continue your spiritual life. Yeah. In other words, if you are not born in the family of devotees, uh, you will be learning all kinds of material knowledge. Yeah, your parents, your family will guide you towards material life. But if your parents are all devotees of Krishna, so it becomes easier for you because it will be a matter of course for you to grab the opportunity and become a devotee of God, devotee of Krishna. And of course, the second one is if you are able to associate with a pure lover of Krishna, pure lover of Krishna. Yeah. So in other words, even if you were not born in a family of devotees, but by chance or by the grace of Krishna, yeah, you were able to meet a bona fide spiritual master who is a pure devotee of Krishna, and thus your spiritual life starts from there. Yeah, it becomes easier for you because you have met a bona fide spiritual master. In the case of Maharaj Pariksit, he was born in the family of devotees. Yeah, so it was easier for him to actually uh, be engaged in devotional service to Krishna. In fact, while he was still in the womb of his mother Uttara, um, he was able to already see Krishna. Nasa womb pa lang siya, nakita niya na si Krishna. Yeah? That's why it is described that Maharaj Pariksit would always look at faces of people. Is this my Lord? He was always you know looking for Krishna. In other words, he was always Krishna conscious already. But by the grace of Krishna, he was given the opportunity uh, by Krishna to meet a bona fide spiritual master in the person of Sukadeva Goswami. No, he was cursed by this Brahmana boy, so that he took off his being an emperor and became a a a sadhu. He went to the forest and looked for the perfect teacher, the perfect spiritual master to teach him devotional service. And so, dalawa talaga yun sa kanya. He was like Maharaj Pariksit was actually very, very fortunate to have these two major things in his life. He was born in the family of devotees, and he was able to actually meet a bona fide spiritual master, the person of Sukadeva Goswami. Okay, so can we read further?
Haribol, namaste. Okay po yung sound ko, sir.
Yes. Uh,
Text 2. Hold on lang. Text 2. Maharaj Pariksit, as a result of his wholehearted attraction for Lord Krishna, was able to give up all deep-rooted affection for his personal body, his wife, his children, his palace, his animals like horses and elephants, his treasury house, his friends and relatives, and his undisputed kingdom. Translation. To become liberated means to become free from the Hatma, Buddhi, the illusory attachment for personal bodily coverings and everything connected with the body, namely wife, children, and all other entanglements. One selects a wife for bodily comforts, and the result is children. For wife and children, one requires a dwelling place, and as such, a residential house is also necessary. Animals like horses, elephants, cows, and dogs are all household animals, and a householder has to keep them as household paraphernalia. In modern civilization, the horses and elephants have been replaced by cars and conveyances with considerable horsepower. To maintain all the household affairs, one has to increase the bank balance and be careful about the treasury house, and in order to display the opulence of material assets, one has to keep good relations with friends and relatives, as well as become very careful about maintaining the status quo. This is called material civilization or material attachment. Devotion for Lord Krishna means negation of all material attachment as detailed above. By the grace of Lord Krishna, Maharaj Pariksit was awarded all material amenities, an undisputed kingdom in which to enjoy the undisturbed position of king. But by the grace of Lord, he was able to give up all connections with material attachment. That is the position of a pure devotee. Maharaj Pariksit, due to his natural affection for Lord Krishna as a devotee of the Lord, was always executing his royal duties on behalf of the Lord, and as a responsible king of the world, he was always careful to see that the influence of Kali would not enter his kingdom. A devotee of the Lord never thinks of his household paraphernalia as his own, but surrenders everything for the service of the Lord. Thereby, living entities under a devotee's care get the opportunity for God realization by the management of a devotee master. Attachment for household paraphernalia and for Lord Krishna go poorly together. One attachment is the path of darkness, and the other attachment is the path of light. Where there is light, there is no darkness, and where there is darkness, there is no light. But an expert devotee can turn everything to the path of light by an attitude of service to the Lord, and the best example here is the Pandavas. Maharaj Yudhishthir, a householders like him, can turn everything to light by dovetailing so-called material assets in the service of the Lord. But one who is not trained or is unable to turn everything to the service of the Lord, Nirbandha Krishna Sambandhe, must give up all material connections before he can be fit to hear and chant the glories of the Lord. Or in other words, one who has seriously heard Srimad Bhagavatam for even one day, like Maharaj Pariksit, from a fit personality like Sukadev Goswami, may be able to lose all affinity for material things. There is no utility simply in imitating Maharaj Pariksit and hearing Bhagavatam from professional men, even for 700 years. To take Srimad Bhagavatam as a means of maintaining family expenditures is grossest type of namaparada offense at the feet of the Lord. Sarba Zuba Kriya Samyam Api Pramada. Haribol Namaste.
Haribol Namaste. Thank you very much, Rhea.
Haribol sir, excuse me lang po. Yung ano nyo po, yung sound nyo po, para siyang nag-ground minsan, yung audio. Parang grounded po.
I'm
minsan
in a
yung...
different location right now. I'm already in a place where there is not enough internet connection.
Okay po, sir.
Pero narinig nyo naman ako. Okay
Yes po.
naman. Nadidinig
Yes
nyo
po.
naman ako.
Para lang may sometimes there's yung
kaya
audio
lang,
is grounded.
garauhan,
Pero okay naman
medyo
po.
garauhan.
Naririnig namin po kayo, sir.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much for the heads up. Ito na talaga yung pinaka-the best ko dito at this point because, anyway, let's make the best. Let's do the best out of it. So, it is described here how a person becomes entangled not in the material world. And one example here is the materialists. When they engage in material activities, when they uh, consider material activities to be the all and be all of everything, yeah, will consider, for example, to him success is to uh, get a wife, okay, have children, uh, have money in the bank. Ganyan ang I mean, that is the vision of a materialist. A materialist is somebody who accepts only the material energy as the the material energy as the be all and all of everything. So for him, sense gratification, material sense enjoyment becomes the goal of life. And if a person uh, a, is a householder, for instance, okay, he thinks that when he gets a wife, life will become happy. But the problem is that uh, when he gets a wife, automatically he will get children. And when there's children, he has to work more in his life because he has to maintain the family like this. He has to buy this and that. In the olden days, uh, um, householders would also have horses, elephants like that, dogs, no? But in the modern day, itong elephants and horses are now replaced by cars and and other types of conveyances, no? Ganyan. So, uh, in other words, a person who believes that material life is the goal of everything will get entangled. Will get entangled. But somebody who is a devotee of Krishna, he may be he may be a householder. He may be having a wife and children like that, no? But because he is a devotee of Krishna, he dovetails everything in the service of Krishna. He dovetails everything in the service of Krishna. He still works, okay? But because he is a devotee of Krishna, he surrenders everything that he has for Krishna's service and for Krishna's pleasure. So that type of work will not bind him to entanglement. Just like an example given here, just like the Pandava brothers. No? The Pandavas, they were all householders, yeah. But at the same time, they are devotees of Krishna, and therefore they have dovetailed everything in the service of Krishna. So that is just an example of a person may engage himself in so-called material activity, but is not it is not he is not bound by the reactions of his activity. Kasi inoffer niya lahat kay Krishna eh. Inoffer niya lahat, yung kanyang intelligence, yung kanyang mind, yung kanyang strength, yung kanyang yung kanyang wealth, family niya, in-involve niya sa devotional service kay Krishna, ganyan. So he makes the best use of a bad bargain because material life is really a bad bargain unless you know how to dovetail to Krishna bargain, because you will be forced to be engaged in material uh, activity. You will be engaged in a type of work that will bind you uh, more in the material existence. Kasi sunod-sunod na yan eh. Siguro this will make me happy. Okay? Hindi naman. It did not make you happy. Meron na naman. It is an endless offer by Maya. Siguro ito, engage ka nito, wala din. Engage ka naman ito, wala din. It's an endless activity, thinking that it can bring you happiness, but actually it will never bring you happiness. Material activities can never bring you happiness. So, what does a devotee do? A devotee, although he is a householder, is a girhasta, although he's a family man, yeah, he has a business, or he engages in material um, activity to supplement uh, his his needs for his family, like that. So what does he do? He engages everything, to Krishna. He surrenders everything to Krishna. Krishna, I'm doing this for you. Okay, morning when you wake up, you pray immediately to Krishna. Krishna, uh, I know that I am entangled because of my material activity, but I have a family to support, like that. So, so what you do is, Krishna, I am offering everything to you. So that activity now becomes transcendental. It becomes transcendental because you have offered it already to Krishna. So whether that activity becomes a success or a failure, it doesn't really matter, because you have already offered it to Krishna. The act of offering it to Krishna, all your activity is already a devotional service by itself. You don't need to expect the outcome of that activity, whether it is a success or a failure. Kasi material activity, no? Pag success, masyado kang masaya. Yay! Pag failure, you become so sad and lonely, and you become so angered, and you you look at yourself as a failure. Ganyan. A devotee of Krishna simply offers everything to Krishna. Bahala ka na, Krishna. No? Uh, if I can be successful with this activity, if I become bankrupt, or if despite everything that I do, I have not been able uh, to pursue uh, the expectations that I have, etc. It doesn't matter to a devotee. Why? Because the mere offering it to Krishna in activity is already the end in itself. End in itself na yun. You don't expect anything. Krishna, I'm offering everything to you. Bahala ka na sa akin, Krishna. Okay? So that is the difference between a materialist and somebody who uses material activities for the service of Krishna. It becomes Krishnaized or transcendental. Okay, let's move on.
Ma'am Sharni.
Go ahead, Shani.
Haribol. Haribol, namaste po.
I go.
Text 3 to 4. Translation. O great sages, the great, I'm sorry. O great sages, the great soul Maharaj Pariksit, constantly wrapped in the thought of Lord Krishna, knowing well of his imminent death, renounced all sorts of fruitive activities, namely acts of religion, economic development, and sense gratification, and thus fixed himself firmly in his natural love for Krishna and asked exactly all these questions as you are asking me. Purport. The three activities of religion, economic development, and sense gratifications are generally attractive for conditioned souls struggling for existence in the material world. Such regulated activities prescribed in the Vedas are called the karma kandiya conception of life, and householders are generally recommended to follow the rules just to enjoy material prosperity both in this life and in the next. Most people are attracted by such activities. Even in the activities of their modern godless civilization, people are more concerned with economic development and sense gratification without any religious sentiments. As the great emperor of the world, Maharaj Pariksit had to observe such regulations of the Vedic Karma Kandiya section. But by the slight dissociation with Sukadev Goswami, he could perfectly understand that Lord Krishna, the absolute personality of Godhead, or Vasudev, for whom he had a natural love since his birth, is everything, and thus he fixed his mind firmly upon him, renouncing all modes of Vedic karma kandi activities. This perfectional stage is attained by Jnani after many births. The Gyanis, or the empiric philosophers endeavoring for liberations, are thousands of times better than the fruitive workers, and out of hundreds of thousands of such Gyanis, one is liberated factually, and out of hundreds and thousands, I'm sorry, and out of hundreds of thousands of such liberated persons, even one person is rarely found who can firmly fix his mind unto the lotus feet of Lord Sri Krishna, as it is declared by the Lord himself in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, text 19. Maharaj Parikshit is specially qualified with the word Mahamana, which puts him on an equal level with the Mahatmas described in the Bhagavad Gita. In the later age also, there were many Mahatmas of this type, and they also gave up all karma kandiya conceptions of life, solely and wholly depending on the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Lord Chaitanya, who is Lord Krishna himself, taught us in his Suksastakam. Lord Krishna, who is the lover of many devotees or women, may embrace this fully surrendered maidservant, or may trample me with his feet, or may render me broken-hearted by not being present before me for a long duration of time. Still, he is nothing less than the absolute Lord of heart. Srila Rupa Goswami spoke thus: O Lord of the poor, what you like with me, give me either mercy or punishment. But in this world, I have none to look after except your lordship. The chataka bird always prays for the cloud, regardless of whether it showers, rains, or throws a thunderbolt. Srila Madhavendra or Madhavendra Puri, the grand spiritual master of Lord Chaitanya, took leave of all karma kandiya obligations in the following words. O my evening prayer, all good unto you. O my morning bath, I bid you goodbye. O demigods and forefathers, please excuse me. I am unable to perform any more offering for your pleasures. Now I have decided to free myself from all reactions of sin simply by remembering anywhere and everywhere the great descendant of Yadu and the great enemy of Kamsa, Lord Krishna. I think this is sufficient for me. So what is the use of further endeavors? Let the sharp moralist accuse me of being illusioned. I do not mind it. Experts in Vedic activities may slander me as being misled. Friends and relatives may call me frustrated. My brothers may call me a fool. The wealthy Mammonites may point me out as mad, and the learned philosophers may assert that I am much too proud. Still, my mind does not budge an inch from the determination of serving the lotus feet of Govinda, though I be unable to do it. And also, Prahlad Maharaj said, religion, economic development, and sense gratification are celebrated as three means of attaining the path of salvation. Of this, Iksha Traye, especially knowledge of the self-knowledge, knowledge of fruitive acts and logic, and also politics and economics are different means of livelihood. All these are different subjects of Vedic education, and therefore I consider them temporary engagements. On the other hand, surrendering unto the Supreme Lord Vishnu is a factual gain in life, and I consider it the ultimate truth. The whole matter is concluded in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, text 41, or the absolute path of perfection. Sri Baladev Vidyabhusana, a great Vaishnava scholar, defines this as Bhagavad Archana Rupaika Niskama Karma Bir Vishada Chita. Accepting transcendental loving service of the Lord as the prime duty, free from fruitive reaction. So Maharaj Parikshit was perfectly right when he accepted firmly the lotus feet of the Lord Krishna, renouncing all karma, kandiya, conceptions of life. Haribol Namaste po. Thank you so much.
Namaste. Thank you very much, Arnie. So, everyone, practically everyone in the world are engaged in these karma kandi activities. It is actually described also as material activities. Material activities. Uh, uh, economic development and religiousness, economic development, sense gratification, and salvationism. These are all considered to be karma kandi activities. Why is it considered material? It is considered material because the central uh, enjoying figure is the person. If I engage in religiosity, yeah, I pray for material activities, material wealth, or material blessings. Who is the central enjoying figure? Is it God or is it you? Yeah, it's you. So religiosity, and then comes economic development. When you have been blessed by economic development, in other words, gumanda yung negosyo mo, gumanda yung material life mo by way of your financial standing, okay? Nag-improve yung financial standing, etc. Who is the central enjoying agent? Is it God or you? Ikaw pa din. And then when you already have all these material blessings, siyempre, ano pa bang gagawin mo doon? Yeah? Sense gratification. So you use all these so-called material blessings to enjoy sensual pleasures. Yeah? And then, kapag ano ka na, you are not satisfied with all these material blessings and material pleasures. What do? Ayaw mo na. Gusto mo nang maging Buddha. Kasi, it takes a lot of work to be engaged in religiosity, economic development, and of course, material sensual pleasure, no? Sense gratification. Marami ano yan. There are so many things that you have to consider in life in order for you to achieve these karma kandiya activities. That is not spiritual activity, first and foremost. Okay? Because everything is for you, for yourself. You are the central enjoying agent. So that's not spiritual. That is still material activity. That's why it's called karma kandiya. Karma kandiya activity. A devotee of Krishna, he may be engaged in looking for wealth like that. He may be engaged in doing that thing, but his consciousness is very fixed. Krishna, whatever happens to me, I may be successful or failure, whatever. Yeah, you become a worshipful Lord. You may embrace me or kick me out. It doesn't matter, Lord, because whatever I do for you. I offer my life to you. So it's only the devotee really who is able to offer his life to Krishna 100%. Because he has a consciousness that is surrendered to Krishna. It is not, his consciousness is not focused on himself, on his own sense gratification, on his own sense pleasure. Kahit the salvationism is considered to be self-interest. May self-interest pa rin ang salvationism. Because if a person prays for God to be saved, Lord, I am so entangled already in this material world. Yeah, so let me pray to you for a relief in this entanglement. Yeah, and now you are desiring for liberation. Okay? Again, who is the central enjoying agent in these karma kandi activities? So even a person who is desirous of liberation is considered, that act is considered karma kandi because it is not based on serving Krishna. It is not based on devotional service. Magkaiba po yun. Okay? So, let's read furthermore. One last.
Ma'am Elinet po.
Go ahead, Elena.
Haribol. Maharaj Pariksit said, O
Haribol.
learned Brahmana, you know everything because you are without material contamination. Therefore, whatever you have spoken to me appears perfectly right. Your speeches are gradually destroying the darkness of my ignorance, for you are narrating the topics of the Lord. The practical experience of Maharaj Pariksit is disclosed herein, revealing that transcendental topics of the Lord acts like injections when received by the sincere devotee from a person who is perfectly uncontaminated by material tinge. In other words, reception of the messages of Srimad Bhagavatam from professional men heard by a Karmakandiya audience never acts miraculously as stated here. Devotional hearing of the messages of the Lord is not like hearing ordinary topics. Therefore, the action will be felt by the sincere hearer by the experience of the gradual disappearance of ignorance. When a hungry man is given food to eat, he feels satiation of hunger and the pleasure of dining simultaneously. Thus, he does not have to ask. Krishna.
Akyat. Go ahead.
Thus he does not have to ask whether he has actually been fed or not. The crucial test of hearing Srimad Bhagavatam is that one should get positive enlightenment by such an act. Haribol. Thank you po.
Haribol. Namaste. Thank you very much, Elena. Yeah, so there is actually when you're engaged in devotional service, there is two things that will happen. If you are sincere, there is a transformation of the heart from being a lover of the world to a lover of Krishna. That's one effect when you engage in devotional service. Okay, sincerely, you will be able to actually feel there is a transformation. Para kang kumakain sa isang feast. You get a plate, you fill the plate with food, etc. When you eat it, you're able to feel that you're getting filled up. Ganon. So, ganyan din ang devotional service. If you don't feel anything there, that means that, you are not surrendered at all. That means that your devotional attitude is lacking in surrender and lacking in sincerity. And the second effect, of course, is you engage in devotional service because you're actually feeling the happiness of a superior superior happiness. Kaya, if you feel a transformation of the heart and also feel the effect of devotional service with great taste, higher taste of service to Krishna, the effect is that you lose interest. You lose interest in the temporary names and forms of this world. You lose interest in economic development. You lose interest in religiosity. You lose interest in sensual gratification, and you lose interest in even uh, uh, salvationism or liberation. Your goal now is just to please Krishna. That becomes the goal of a devotee of Krishna who has been blessed by a bona fide spiritual master. Wala na siyang ibang desire but the desire to just surrender everything to Krishna. The desire to please his spiritual master and Krishna. Yun lang. Okay? Kasi automatic yun eh. Hindi pwede ganun yan eh. No? Hindi po pwede sabayan. When you have love for God, automatically your love for the world decreases. Hindi po pwede sabayan. When your love for the world increases, your love for the Lord decreases. So it is actually something that you can measure. That is something that a devotee can measure. Right now, Lord, where am I spiritually? Can you please tell me where am I spiritually? But actually, with the grace of Krishna and the Gurudev, we are taught that if you want to really learn where you're at spiritually, yan lang ang tignan mo. Is my attraction for self-gratification is greater than my attraction to Krishna? If the answer is yes, therefore, you are not moving forward. You are not engaged in true devotional service. If your desire, attraction for the Lord is always increasing, naturally your desire for the world decreases. So na may tatanong mo din yan. Every day of your life, am I developing my love for Krishna? Yeah. Of course, there is a great difference between trying to pretend that you are advancing in spiritual life. Wow, wala na akong material desires because I have love for Krishna already. So wow, okay na ako, ganyan, no? A devotee never feels that way. A devotee always feels that he doesn't have love for Krishna. Lord, I don't have love for you. Please give me spiritual strength. Yeah. That is always the feeling of the devotee of Krishna, that he doesn't have love for Krishna. And therefore Krishna becomes very, very pleased to such a devotee. Effect on yun lang. If your attraction for Krishna is always there and it is ever increasing, yeah, your attraction for this world is ever decreasing also. That is the way to check as a barometer where you're at in spiritual life. Okay, so hanggang dito na lamang tayo. If you have any questions, you may ask. Do you have any questions? May questions kayo? Mabel, are you there?
Hello, sir.
Pwede ikaw
Hello,
magkirtan ngayon.
everyone. Hello.
We miss your kirtan.
Thank you, sir.
Go ahead. Are you still in the Philippines?
Oh,
Are you still in the Philippines now?
yes, sir. Nandito po.
Uh-huh.
Nag-attend
Okay, good.
po kami ng
Yeah.
retreat sa ashram. Nag,
What?
nag-attend po kami ng retreat sa ashram, sir.
Oh, you recent. You recent. About 3 days, 4 days ago. Yeah, that's very good.
Namao Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimad Sita Swarupananda Paramahamsa Nityanamine Rajashri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavindam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Chaitanya Nityananda, Chaitanya Nityananda, Chaitanya Nityananda, Chaitanya Nityananda, Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur, Jaya Jaya, Nitai Gaur, Jaya Jaya, Nitai Gaur, Jaya Jaya, Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur, Jaya Jaya, Nitai Gaur, Jaya Jaya, Nitai Gaur, Jaya Jaya, Nitai Gaur, Jaya Jaya, Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya, Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya, Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya, Srila Prabhupada, Gurudev, Gurudev, Jaya Jaya, Gurudev, Jaya Jaya, Gurudev, Jaya Jaya, Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya, Sila Swarup Ananda Paramahamsa, Jaya Jaya, Sila Swarup Ananda Paramahamsa. Gurudev, Gurudev, Jaya Jaya, Gurudev, Jaya Jaya, Gurudev. Hari Bol, Jai Jai Gurudev, Jai Jai Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol. Thank you very much.
Haribol. Thank you very much, Mabel, for the wonderful execution. Maraming salamat. Yeah. So I'd like to thank everyone, especially our admins, si Rhea and Mr. Freddy Merck. Maraming salamat sa inyo. And our opening kirtan, si Elinet and Bam. Maraming salamat din sa inyo. And Jai Krishna. At saka lahat po ng readers and participants. Please accept my respectful obeisances unto you all. Jaya Krishna, Hari Bol, Namaste. Over to you, Leia.
Very much din po si Radha, and thank you Sir George for co-hosting at sa lahat po ng nanonood sa atin sa live stream at sa mga participants for tonight. Thank you po. Haribol Namaste, Jaya Gurudev Krishna.
Hari Bol, Jai Krishna. George, thank you, as always.
Haribol. Good night everyone. Signing off po, Haribol.